Sports welcomes you to the Georgia in Atlanta sideline.
The Panthers only have one starter out, defensive end Jason Peter, who is still recovering from a pinched nerve in his neck. We are just getting it cranked up here on the Huddle. When we return, Coach Seifert does a little brainstorming on how to knock off the St. Louis Rams. And wide receiver Donald Hayes, he made the most of his opportunity in front of the home fans and a national TV audience. Donald steps into the Huddle a little later in the show. If you gotta go, go now, because we'll be back in 90 seconds.
Panthers Huddle with George Seifert, brought to you by Bank of America, by Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, and Jeep, the official cars and trucks of the Carolina Panthers, and by Miller Lite. Taste a true Pilsner.
Where an offensive tackle would be. Okay. About just like that. Put that right foot back a little bit, straighten your back up a little bit. Right there? Yeah, just kind of squat down. Okay. Stand right there. First thing you want to do is make sure you get all the football. Okay. Okay, so say the end of the football is right here. Get your toe right next to the end of the football. That's the first thing. Okay. Second thing, you want to get a lot of distance space-wise between the tackle and me. That way, when you meet him upfield on the corner, he has to literally run backwards to meet you 7 yards deep. So the key is getting off on the football, getting off on the snap count. I'm taking it straight upfield. He's turning. He's feels that I've got a lot of speed, and he doesn't think he can actually get me on the corner because I've got off on the ball so quick. Right. And at the very last second, you want to plant and then turn into him this way. Okay. And at this point, you want to put your hands inside the chest and use the big man's momentum, you know, against himself, and you push him by like this, and you come under and make the sack. That's pretty much a power speed bull rush. I've made my living off of that for 15 years.
Do you have any other technique where you might fool him if he's going to do the bull rush and then you throw something else on him?
Well, you have to read the depth of the quarterback and whether the tackler, in fact, met you on the corner. If he didn't meet you and he was slow off the ball, then you would just continue on around the corner with the rip. But if the tackler actually meets you on the corner at the edge, you just try to keep him moving more than anything, because you're going to assume the quarterback's going to step up in the pocket.
If you saw somebody my size, would you start licking your chops?
Eat you for breakfast. It'd be ugly.
All right. Kevin Greene, good luck against the Rams.
In between the lines with Delano Little.
Thanks, Delano. Kevin Greene certainly having another outstanding National Football League season. 15 years in the NFL, 8.5 sacks this season for Greene, and that puts him near the top in the NFC. And Greene would love to have a few sacks this Sunday against his old team. Our Charlie Frederick takes you inside the enemy camp.
There's no question that the St. Louis Rams have been the biggest surprise of the NFL season. Predicted to finish near the bottom of the NFC West, they are now poised to win the divisional title. But quarterback Kurt Warner says the Rams are not surprised by their success.
This is where I expected us to be. This is where I expected myself to be. So it's not like anything that I didn't expect to happen this year. I expected us to win a lot of football games, and I expected myself to play well.
The Panthers are the only team with a mathematical chance of overtaking the Rams in the division. So the Rams would like to put the Panthers out of range with a win on Sunday.
You know, it's for the NFC West Championship. I mean, it's conference champ. I mean, of course, you know, it's got to be important. I mean, if there's anyone who don't look at this game as an important game, you know, they might need to miss the plane or something.
If the Rams win the NFC West, they'll become the 16th NFL team to go from last place in a Division I season to first place the next season. Inside the enemy camp, this is Charlie Frederick reporting.
Joined now by Panthers head football coach George Seifert, and we've had a little look at the Rams on videotape. Pretty scary when you saw them the first time around, and they haven't missed a beat since you played them the first time.
No, they're about as well coached a team as we will have played certainly this football season. They're explosive not only on offense but defense. They seem to be able to score quite a few points defensively, and their special teams score, as well as are, you know, one of the top-ranked defensive or special teams groups in the league.
Certainly that was the really the turning points in the first time you played them, the turnovers. They scored 2 touchdowns off your turnovers. Other than that, you outgained them, and you're in that football game. But you can't make mistakes like that against a good football team.
No,
or any football team.
Not any. When you give up 14 points like that, I mean, that's quite dramatic. And then, too, we had, you know, where our run defense played fairly well, we gave up some big pass plays. And especially right off the bat, we take a 7-point lead, and 4 plays later, they're in our end zone. So those types of things, you know, they're just too disruptive to overcome.
Talk about their defensive front four, because it seems as if they're able to put